Hey there, guys. This is part one of Nate and Lauren's special podcast episode. This was recorded while driving, so that's why there's a really annoying hum throughout the whole entire episode. Just want to let you know. Thank you guys for listening, watching, having fun with us. Thank you very much and enjoy the episode.
Is it gonna get my turn signal in there?
Yeah, probably.
Okay.
It's okay.
That's
Just please.
Should I
I'll-
preface that we're driving?
I was about to say that.
Oh, okay.
So, this is...
We're starting?
Yes, it's recording right now.
Oh, okay.
So we're doing the GRA podcast. I'm doing it with Lauren Grace Hall, the special guest, ready to go crazy. We're actually headed back to Fayetteville, North Carolina to go get my car. Long story, we're not going to cover all that. But we had an entire weekend at Lauren's house where we could have done the podcast in complete silence and there would be nothing. There would be no noise. I didn't have to adjust like much. But instead, we're doing it.
We just had so many fun things to do
Oh my gosh.
on our schedule.
Yeah.
And we just got busy.
We just got busy.
And now we have this whole road trip.
We have like this 3-hour road trip.
So
we might as well. We might as well turn on the microphone and see what happens.
Wouldn't it be crazy if I got in a wreck while we're doing
See,
this?
that's what I'm saying. I swear that would be make for a cool soundbite, but I'm
I think
not
that would
too
be
sure
your
if that
only
would be
podcast that went viral.
probably like everybody would. Oh, like look at that. Oh,
Should I do it just so you get listens?
might as well.
Or we could fake it and just do sound effects. Be
Ah, someone help!
Just have a little in the back. I can honk the horn a couple times.
All right, can you get your phone out of here?
Yeah, sorry. Oh, just.
All right,
just
so
pull it off. It's
we're
fine.
only going to do this for a little bit. We're only
Okay.
going to do the video for just a little bit. This is just more like, oh, look at this. Nate and Lauren doing this. Hold on, I'm going to hold this up.
Okay.
I'm going to hold the pod track P4 up. Okay. So that probably should make for like the for the thumbnail. All right, so Lauren, what do you want to talk about today? First of all, are you comfortable? Are you ready to go for this podcast? Is it
I'm
going to
all
be
good.
fun?
I'm all good.
All right, don't talk that way.
I'm all good. I'm set on cruise control. The only problem is these people in front of me are going super, super slow. So if you hear my turn signal, it's because I'm switching lanes because people don't know how to drive.
Yeah, well, okay. Well, it is a busy day out on the road, but at least there's
It
like...
wouldn't be busy if people would go at least the speed limit. Like, she's going 60 in a 70. Why?
Yeah, you were going 66 right now, so...
Yeah, because I'm, like, riding up on her.
Yeah.
Maybe edit that out. Nobody wants to hear about my driving problems.
Maybe we should stick on topic and say, are you ready to talk about something? Talk about
Yeah,
anything.
I'm
Talk about
ready.
everything.
Yeah.
So, hopefully you are you're ready to go crazy, okay?
Okay.
So what do you want to talk about? What are the things that you have that you wanted to talk about? Anything that's on your mind, anything that's burning questions that, things that you know what, I really want to ask Nate this, I really want to have like the power of my 6 subscribers to hear.
Well, that was not the description of, like, types of questions I was supposed to come up with.
Yeah.
I was told ask something random and fun. So, and then, like, you showed me your questions that you're going to ask, and they're these, like, deep.
They're not that deep. I
Heartfelt
just thought that like we could have
questions.
couples corner.
I mean, sure, but those were not the questions that I was told to ask.
I told you to ask anything and everything.
Okay, anyways. So the questions I came up with were, okay, which one do you want me to start with?
Which one. You already know the questions I'm gonna ask, and
Yeah,
the
I
little
know.
games and stuff. So and I kind of know yours, but I want to go through yours.
Okay.
So this is Lauren's segment. We're gonna start the show off with Lauren's segment. How about that?
Okay.
All right, here we go.
So all your listeners will stop after this one?
Probably,
Okay, good.
most likely.
Yeah.
Because they don't care about me.
Exactly. That's okay.
Yep.
I'll listen to the full episode
Thanks.
in case I have something cool to say towards
All right,
the
that's
end.
awesome. Do your thing.
Okay. So, I guess I'll start out with the shortest, dumbest question that I have, and then we'll get into the real questions. What is one, like, life, how would you phrase this? Like, super risky activity, like you could die. It's like life-threatening if you die, if it went bad.
Like a bucket list type thing, or no?
I mean, some people have these things on their bucket list. I personally don't, but like skydiving, bungee jumping,
Stuff that you're putting your life
cliff
at risk for.
jumping,
Yeah.
stuff like that. Like, what is one of those risking your life type activities that you would actually do?
Okay. Interesting. So something that I would actually do that
Yeah, but
is
like
like
if it
risking my
goes
life.
badly, you could die.
You know, I think skydiving is like the biggest one that people would say, because if that goes badly, like there's nothing you can do.
Yeah.
But what I would say is that I will never go skydiving. I will never jump out of a perfectly good helicopter or plane.
Yeah.
I don't think I could ever like make that leap of faith to jump out of an airplane where if I just stay on it, I land and I'm fine.
Yeah.
Or use the parachute, use the skydiving to have fun. I feel like skydiving would be insane.
I wouldn't do it.
I would not do skydiving. So what would your answer be?
Well, you can't say, oh, well, I wouldn't do skydiving. I just asked you which one you would do.
I know,
and then you said, well,
But
I wouldn't do skydiving.
I'm trying to cross
Okay.
some off the list, I guess.
Yeah.
It's just no skydiving.
No skydiving.
Would you say cliff jumping? What is cliff jumping?
So, like, you know, in
entail?
Hawaii and California, how they have, like, these big cliffs that, like, overlook the water? Like,
Uh-huh.
people jump off them.
Like into the water?
Into the water, yeah.
But if you like land wrong, you die.
Yeah, so, like, you could land on rocks at the bottom.
Okay.
Or sometimes, like, the waves are so strong that, like, you jump in the water and then the wave crashes you into the cliff. And so you die that way.
I guess.
Or sometimes the waves drag you under and you can't get back up and so you drown.
It
So
seems
there's
like
lots of different ways you can die
Yeah.
doing that.
well, you have a lot of ability to not die. And
I mean, people do it all the time and are fine. But
that's true. And then what'd you say? Bungee jumping?
bungee jump, those are just the ones that came to my head as examples.
Yeah.
Those aren't your only options. I have one that I didn't mention.
All right, you
my
go
head.
ahead. You do yours. 'Cause
I would 100% do shark cage diving.
Ooh,
Like, you know, on Shark Week where they go see the great whites?
yeah,
Like, if
Yeah.
they had something like that
that's a good idea.
where you could just pay to go do that. Well, I think in other countries you can pay to just do that, but I would feel scared doing that in a place where I don't know their laws and regulations or like their lawsuit thing
That's true.
types of rules and stuff. I don't know.
Yeah.
So, like, let's say, like, Cape Cod, they have tons of great white sharks. And so I would 100% do shark cage diving in Cape Cod.
Interesting.
Like, take me out into the ocean, put me in a little cage, and let me see the sharks.
Just look at the sharks
Yeah.
and whatnot.
Oh, I feel like it'd be so cool. I would be scared out of my mind, but I would
That would be
do it.
so scary.
Yeah.
I don't think I could do that. I don't know.
Like, skydiving's one of those things where I guess in theory,
But
like,
if the shark
That would be
wants
a
you,
cool
it's going to get you.
oh yeah, it will. That's what I'm saying. Like, you're risking your life doing it, but because if it goes wrong, like,
Would you
the
say?
chances of you dying. Like, so a shark just got into a cage in Mexico. Like,
Yeah,
these
like,
people
that's
were
what I'm
cage
saying.
diving in Mexico, and a shark got stuck in their cage and like bit their oxygen tube, so they had no oxygen connecting them to the boat anymore.
Like
So they had to hold their breath till they could get the shark out. And I mean, they did. I don't think anyone died, but
that's absurd. That's insane. I don't know. I think like those fun things at like amusement parks where they like slingshot you up
yeah,
and like you twirl around a bunch and then you
Yeah.
like boing 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 and then they eventually like, bring you back down.
yeah,
I think something like that could be really fun, but that's like a fun little park ride.
yeah.
I don't know. I don't see myself ever putting myself in a position to like say, "Wow, I might die right now."
Yeah, I'm not that type of a person either. That's why I probably wouldn't do cliff jumping or bungee jumping or
Probably bungee jumping.
Skydiving.
I could see myself doing bungee jumping. I think.
the problem with those things, like skydiving, cliff jumping, bungee jumping, is I have to get myself
you have to
brave enough
to
to actually like jump out of the plane. Like I know like you go tandem, so the professional like actually make sure you get out of the plane. I couldn't do, like physically could not do it. Couldn't make myself jump off a cliff. Could not make myself jump off a bridge to bungee.
Really?
I physically would not do
Well,
it.
the shark cage diving would be.
Well, you just get in the water then the sharks come to you. So it's not like.
So you might even risk a chance of not even seeing a shark in shark diving or shark cage diving, or no? Do they put it in shark infested waters?
I mean, it's the ocean, so it's all shark infested.
All right.
I mean, they're gonna put it where sharks are going to.
I'm just saying.
No, I know. That's what the
me
problem
and sharks
is.
have a good deal. I don't go to their house; they don't come to mine.
Right. Well, I think in America, I learned this on Shark Week a couple years ago.
Ooh, Shark Week! Here we go.
You're not allowed to chum the waters, like when you do that. Like when you go cage diving, if you're gonna have people in the water, you can't chum the waters because obviously the sharks
get all hungry,
smell it and get hungry and think, oh, it's food. And then you have a person in the water and they're smelling food. That's not a good combination.
Yeah, no, that is no bueno.
That is why I wouldn't do that in another country, because they do chum the waters to make sure you see a shark.
Oh.
And so I would risk going and not seeing a shark to say, oh, I went.
Yeah, that's
but
true.
like, at least they didn't chum the waters, so now the sharks are thinking I'm food.
That is very true. That is very true.
Yeah.
It's like hard for animals. Like that's what I've kind of learned, is that it's hard for animals to like think that you are something edible, because out of all the things that they see in the water and whatnot that they know that are edible, and then they see like you with your like large appendages and like lengthy body, like compared to other fishes or whatever, they're like, I have no idea what that is. I'm not going near it.
Yeah.
But other sharks, like, and other things, they couldn't care less. They'll just eat you, and that's probably how hungry they are.
Tiger sharks will eat a license plate. They could not care less.
Really?
Yeah.
Interesting. Well, that was a good question. I like that. That was a good question. Do you have any more? We're about 12 minutes in. Do you want to keep going?
Oh yeah, I have 2 more.
Okay, keep going.
Okay, so my other one is more sports related. Like I said, super random.
That's
like
okay.
all over the place. I didn't have a topic in mind.
That's all right.
So this next one's sports related. I was gonna ask, what are your predictions for the the professional sports?
I can't remember. Are we including MLS?
Sure. I mean, I don't know any of the teams, but
so, and are we talking about the very current, right now MLB season?
Yes.
Okay, so let's talk about it. What do you think? We'll go sport by sport. So you'll say NBA, I say NBA. Go ahead. So which one do you want to start with? NFL?
Yeah, NFL.
Okay. So who do you think is your Super Bowl prediction for this upcoming NFL season? This is writing it down in stone. Okay, so you can't back away now.
No, it is. Like we'll go back and listen to this after the championships are done and see if we got anything right.
Yep.
I would have said the Bengals, which that's who I would hope.
Yeah.
They're not my team, but my team has Russell Wilson, so we're not going anywhere, obviously.
Yeah.
I would say
why not the Bengals?
Joe Burrow just got injured.
It's a calf injury, and he's going to miss a couple of weeks of training camp. I don't think it's that big of a deal, but go ahead. I don't know. When do they start? Like September?
Something like that.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know the exact date, but
no, it's okay.
You know what? I'll go Bengals. I think they're a strong team. I think if anybody can come back from an injury and have the motivation to win a Super Bowl afterwards, it would be Joe Burrow. I think after, losing to the Chargers and then, just barely making it this past season, and then the Chiefs went on to win, I think he wants it badly because he's come so close 2 seasons in a row.
No, he was in the Super Bowl, right? Weren't the Bengals in the Super Bowl like 2 years ago, 3 years ago, 2 years ago?
2 years ago, they
Yeah.
lost to the Chargers.
In the Super Bowl?
Yeah.
No, they lost to the
Oh, the Rams.
The Rams.
Dang it! I knew it was blue and.
Well, why did the Rams even
edit that
change their?
out?
No, I can't. No, that's staying in there. No,
No.
you make a good point with the Bengals with Joe Burrow just getting hurt, but he's an elite quarterback with most of their top tier players taking some pay cuts, and they've strengthened the offensive line. It seems like they're all coming back fairly healthy, other than Joe Burrow's injury.
Yeah.
I don't think that's going to affect them very much because I think at the beginning of training camp is like when the teams
Yeah.
go like the lightest.
Right.
I think preseason, no starters play preseason, and especially
No,
Joe
absolutely
Burrow
not.
is not going to play any preseason.
No.
So as long as he's ready for the actual season, I don't see anything like wrong with that. As long as like he gets it healthy, like right now.
Yeah.
Although me saying all of that, the Bengals are definitely going to be up there they're in the AFC or the NFC. They're in the same. they're in the same division.
I just said the Chargers won the Super Bowl, so
Yeah, that's true, that's
you're
true.
asking the wrong girl.
I think the 49ers are probably going to win this upcoming Super Bowl. They're like kind of like the Phoenix Suns of the
Okay.
NFL. They got so many good weapons, so many great players. They just added Christian McCaffrey, who would play for like the latter half of the second of last season,
Yeah.
and they were like this close to the Super Bowl. Or did they actually? No, they went to the Super Bowl, right? I think they lost though.
The Niners?
Yeah, they lost to the Chiefs.
Yeah, they did.
So they were so close, and a lot of people were saying the Chiefs because Patrick Mahomes is the GOAT.
Boo.
I see the Chiefs and I see the 49ers. I see the Bengals, but I don't think I see anybody else. Like even my Ravens, I don't see going that far. Because the best free agent that they signed was Odell Beckham Jr. and he's washed. So
Yeah.
that's interesting. So would you say Bengals and I said 49ers?
Yeah.
Okay,
I
let's
think
go.
honestly the Eagles might want it too.
The
because
Eagles are probably the fourth team I would throw in there. Like,
because of
you know
losing
what, they
last
might
year.
win. All right, you want to go to NBA? Let's do NBA.
Eagles win.
What?
The Eagles did not win.
Lauren's just saying all types of stuff right now. She's
Okay.
too focused on
So
driving. NFL.
Let's
So
do
NBA. Let's do
NBA.
NBA. What do you think? My prediction. The last like 5 seasons have had like 5 different NBA champions.
Yeah.
So it's virtually impossible to figure out but during like the Cavs and Warriors runs, you knew it was either going to be the Cavs or the Warriors, even at the beginning of the season.
Yeah.
Now that both of those dynasties are kind of like done away with,
Yeah.
the Nuggets just won the NBA championship. And a lot of people weren't seeing that coming. A lot of people saw the Phoenix Suns are actually going to win. I'd love to say the Nuggets, but I think the Suns now, they got rid of Chris Paul. They're healing on like the locker room type beat. They're changing stuff around. Devin Booker's probably going to be the starting point guard, and whenever you have Kevin Durant on your team, you have a shot at the NBA championship. The Warriors, I think they're done for. I think they're all kind of old, and last year was just like such a damper on the whole Warriors legacy. I don't see the Lakers. I see the Lakers doing very well, but I don't see the Lakers winning at all. I see the Celtics doing well, but not taking that jump because they signed Jaylen Brown to a $33 million contract for 5 years or something. It's either you let him walk or you sign him to that, but no one's going to trade for that kind of thing. So they're practically keeping the same team, which I thought they would have wanted to change that up, but I'm going to have to say the Suns. What do you think?
I'm gonna say the Cavs.
The Cavs, the
Cavs.
Cleveland Cavaliers.
Yep.
Wow, okay. Why is that?
Because they're my team and I want them to win. I have no basis on it. I've heard they're a young team, and so
They're a young
they're having a few building years.
They are, yep.
And I think sometimes those kinds of teams can come out here and surprise us.
They definitely can.
And
So you think they're going to be the NBA champions
yeah,
of 2024?
yeah.
That's crazy. All right. Go ahead.
I have no facts or knowledge to back that up.
That
other
is okay.
than
We don't need any of
I
that.
hope it happens. And I think Jokic doesn't want to stay in the season longer than he absolutely has to, based on his reaction.
That is
this
true.
year.
Yeah, he did not. He was not. He was more excited winning his
Yeah.
horse races than he did the NBA championship,
Yeah,
which is
I
so
think
funny.
he's kind of like, oh
But-
man.
I think he might be the. He was the MVP. No, he was he was 2-time MVP, and then Joel Embiid was. I don't know who's going to be the MVP of this upcoming season, but it doesn't matter. MLB. What do you want to do for MLB? I'm going to say the Angels. Just flat out say the Angels. Definitely see the Angels winning. Astros, definitely not the Mets. Rangers, no.
Maybe the Braves.
The Braves are a
Yeah.
good pick, but are they
They're
that
doing
good?
well right now.
Are they doing that well
They're
now?
number 1 right now.
I thought the
And
Angels
they're-
were.
Well,
Am I going crazy?
they're separate,
Oh, and they're
conferences.
two different.
or league. They're separate leagues, American League and National League.
Interesting. What's that over there?
I don't know.
Yeah, I'd probably say the Angels. You say the Braves?
Sure.
I'd say the Angels because I know Shohei Ohtani, and I know it's like Mike Trout. Is it Mike Trout on that team?
I don't know.
Shows you how much we know about baseball. And then you say,
Maybe the Cubs. I don't know
or
how
the
they're
Cubs.
doing.
The Cubs are a good team as well.
I don't know how they're doing, but I have a hat, so
You do have a Cubs hat. That's my Cubs hat.
yeah, I know.
Give it back to me.
No, you gave it to me.
Okay.
You have my sweatshirt and my hat.
You
so
stole it from me.
I did not steal it.
Okay, bud. Whatever you say. All right. And
But
then,
yeah, I don't know.
but you said the Braves though, right?
Yeah.
Are you solidifying that pick?
Sure.
Okay. NHL, National Hockey League. I'd say the Maple Leafs because they're. Honestly, I don't know. I don't even know who I would go for the. I can't even name you 5 hockey teams. Probably the Capitals because I'm the closest to the Capitals.
Let me think.
These are solidifying our picks right now. Okay,
Okay.
we can't change them.
No, I know.
Go ahead. We don't have all day. Just pick one.
I feel like, is it Denver or is it Colorado? What is their team name?
What is?
I don't even
what's
know
the
their
actual-
mascot. I just know
Oh
they
my
did
gosh.
well this past season.
Do they really?
I think they're the ones that Vegas.
Okay, well
beat.
let's look it up. This is
it
live.
Was it Vegas that won? We gotta look
The
up our
Vegas
stats
Knights?
here because we're kind of just.
I don't know about this question. This one because we only know like NFL and NBA.
I don't know why I asked because I really don't know a whole lot. You could honestly for soccer you could make up a team and I wouldn't know.
Well, we're gonna do it anyway. Colorado Avalanche.
Yeah, them.
So you'll choose
I'll
them.
choose them.
Okay. That's good.
I just know that they did really well this season,
Yeah.
and obviously they didn't win. So I think maybe next season they'll want to come back and actually seal the deal.
So you got Avalanche. I got the Capitals.
Sure.
That sounds good to me. All right,
Yeah.
let's go to MLS. Will be our last league. What do you think?
I'll go with Columbus Crew just because they're my home team.
The who? The
Columbus Crew.
Croon?
Crew.
Crew?
CREU.
The Columbus Crew?
Columbus Crew.
Is that the actual name?
Yeah.
Is it really?
Yeah. Look
Oh, I
it
didn't
up.
know that.
Yeah.
I would go with the Inter of Miami because of Lionel Messi.
Oh no!
Yeah.
Not Messi.
Yeah, come on.
I don't think Columbus has anything against Messi.
Yeah, so I would probably say them.
It's okay. I'll still go with them.
Or if I didn't know that, or if Messi wasn't on Miami, I would probably say Orlando Pride because I've never been to an MLS game, but I've at least been within 100 yards of the Orlando Pride Stadium. And I've seen it from afar
Yeah, I don't
in
know.
Orlando, so I'll probably choose them.
Yeah, I don't know anything about their roster or
Who? The Columbus Crew?
any team. I know Messi went to Miami. Good
That's
for
it.
them. That's
Yeah,
all
good
I
for
know.
them. Good for Messi, honestly.
Yeah, no, I know nothing about Major League Soccer.
Gotcha.
But I do know that the Columbus Crew came and did a soccer camp with my team when I was in high school, and they seemed like they knew what they were doing. So that's good. That's good enough for me.
Yeah. Interesting. Well, then, so let's go back over. So NFL, Bengals, Niners,
yep.
NBA, Cavs, Suns, MLB, Braves, Angels,
yep.
NHL,
Avalanche,
Capitals, which both of those are going to be just absolutely insane. MLS,
Columbus Crew,
and Inter Miami.
Yeah,
that sounds good.
Perfect.
I think we have a couple of good picks, especially at the top of the NFL and NBA. But when it comes down to NHL and MLS, I'm not too sure. But we're just picking out teams that we just know that exist. So that's probably a good thing.
Yeah.
I think we need to pick like one MLS team to just go like insane with, like get really like invested in, or that, or a Premier League team or something, or like a really obscure sport with an obscure team, get like really invested in them.
I would love to go to a football game in Europe.
Like a soccer game?
Yeah.
Okay, I just want to make sure.
Football.
Well, I don't know if they have American football. I don't think they do.
Don't.
I don't think they have any leagues or whatever.
No, they don't.
Or they, the NFL does play some.
Yeah, but their stadiums are crazy.
They are crazy. They like sing, yell, scream.
Honestly, it seems like so much fun.
It does seem like a lot of fun. It seems a lot of fun if you're invested.
Yeah, that's why I'm like, I should get invested in a team that plays somewhere I would like to travel to. Because then, like, I'll just do a trip.
I think Chelsea.
And then put a soccer game on my itinerary.
I see. Chelsea's my team, sort of, for the Premier League, and it's in London, West London, Fulham.
You have an FC Barcelona shirt, though.
Yeah, it's my dad's.
Oh.
I think he goes for FC Barcelona because of Messi. Okay, so what was your last question then? We covered. We covered almost dying. We covered sports that we have no idea about.
Now we're covering movies. So, obviously.
Now, movies is probably going to be our biggest thing. Like, we're going to know what to say about this.
You will most definitely. Me, not so much. I just watch movies casually.
That's fine.
Know anything about production companies or whatever.
Yeah, but like what? That obviously depends on like what your. I can't remember what your question is with this one.
Okay, so my question is obviously Barbie and Oppenheimer did super well in the box office.
Yeah.
So
they did. Mostly Barbie.
Exactly.
Well, did you know, because Barbie's 2 hours and Oppenheimer's 3 hours, that Barbie is obviously way more of a marketable film.
Right.
But it can play in 1.5 more times in a theater than Oppenheimer can, because it's an hour shorter.
Yeah.
Just a little fun fact for you.
Oh, cool.
Okay, go ahead. Sorry.
So obviously it was kind of like marketed as Barbenheimer. So it's like, oh, cool. There's these two big blockbuster movies coming out. Go see them and do a double feature. Like, see both of them this weekend.
Yeah. It's like the big internet thing.
Exactly. So obviously it became a trend where people wanted to see both. And so they ran out opening weekend, sold out theaters everywhere. Do you think that will be a marketing tool moving forward with other production companies, or do you think like other directors will work together and be like, hey, we both have these highly anticipated movies coming out soon, should we release them on the same date so that maybe it'll work in both of our favors? Or do you think people will kind of stick to, I want this weekend all to myself, I don't want anyone going to see the other movie when they could come see mine?
I think so. This is more like there's a lot of like industry question and a yes or no.
This is more so like business strategies. Like, do you think that worked for them because it was a competition between the films, or do you think they just so happened to do well because they were both really highly anticipated?
I think they just happen to do well because they're both highly anticipated.
Okay.
Christopher Nolan, like just the name himself, will sell tickets.
Yeah.
So it doesn't matter what the movie's actually about.
Yeah.
People will go see it. And then Barbie, Greta Gerwig sometimes sells tickets, and Margot Robbie and Ryan Gosling themselves sells tickets. But it's mostly about it was a Barbie movie.
Yeah.
And that it wasn't like one of those like animated kids ones that were just having a theatrical run. It was an actual like studio Warner Brothers film.
Right.
Put out in theaters. And then we've talked about like the behind the scenes of like what actually went down, like why these movies are actually releasing on the same day.
Yeah.
Now, I don't think that something like this, I don't think the internet will take hold of something like this again. I think studios will try to replicate it. I think they'll definitely try, like Saw Patrol, like the new Saw movie and Paw Patrol movie.
Yeah.
Like that's just a joke. No one's gonna actually go see these movies because the Saw franchise isn't that big of a franchise as big studio Warner Brothers Barbie.
Right.
And Paw Patrol is definitely not as big as, Oppenheimer, Christopher Nolan, or vice versa.
I mean, I would go see Paw Patrol over Saw.
Well, it's interesting because I feel like in the early 2010s, late 2000s, they had something along these lines of let's release multiple movies on the same day, or at least try to keep them in theaters because the girlfriend will want to go see one movie and the boyfriend will want to go see another movie, or a guy like me would go out to the movies with his family, with his parents. Parents want to go see one movie, or him and his dad want to go see one movie, and his mom wants to go see another, or something along those lines. What are you looking at?
It just looked like I was looking to see if a bug hit my windshield. It was pretty big.
So like this sort of like studio releasing movies in theaters for multiple audiences is nothing new. What I will say is that Barbenheimer, it was a huge cultural internet thing that happened that just took place because of the internet. It's only if the internet wants to take hold of something like that again. Like the original Barbenheimer, quote unquote, was The Dark Knight in 2008 and Mamma Mia in 2008 came out in the same weekend, the third weekend in July.
Yeah.
They both came out because they're both big summer blockbusters.
Right.
Sort of. Big summer movies at least.
Right.
Like, it allowed for you to go see Mamma Mia and me go see The Dark Knight. I can't say that I would have so much fun at Mamma Mia.
Oh, you would have fun. Trust. Have you seen Mamma Mia?
No, I haven't.
Oh, it's a masterpiece. We should have watched that instead of Steel Magnolias. Maybe you would have stayed awake.
I tried to stay awake during Steel Magnolias. Anyways, this is a podcast about your question. I'm trying to answer your question. And I don't think you would have so much fun watching The Dark Knight as I would. So it's just allowing... What?
I really like The Dark Knight, though.
Okay, but still, like, if you were back in 2008, which movie are you going to go to first? Mamma Mia? That's what I thought.
Yeah.
So it's like this idea that, like, production companies release movies so that they can grab your attention, so that they can grab their core audience that they're trying to go for.
Yeah. I still haven't seen Oppenheimer.
Right. But the movie that you saw was Barbie because it was marketed towards you.
Yeah.
So.
Well, I feel like Oppenheimer really didn't do well at marketing at all. What? I feel like the reason,
only because it was stacked up against Barbie, who had a great marketing campaign.
Yeah, and I think they could have, seen that and been like, oh, man, we're releasing these two big films on the same day. We're barely marketing, and they're doing the best job I've ever seen. Literally doing partnerships with stores for clothing lines. PacSun had a Barbie clothing line. Gap. They got the Gap involved. I haven't shopped at the Gap since I was probably.
Is it the Gap or Gap?
Gap.
Oh.
I know.
Well, you're saying I haven't shopped at the Gap.
The Gap store. What at Gap? I haven't shopped at
the Gap store.
Whatever. I don't know what it's called.
Okay, sorry. Go ahead.
Anyways, I haven't shopped there since I was probably 9 years old and had one of those little, the sweatshirts
Yeah.
that say Gap on them. I can't remember the last time I bought something there. Did I consider going to Gap and buying their Barbie line of clothes? Yeah, I did. Actually, I hope they still have them. I'll go look.
I guess it's kind of hard to say. Isn't it crazy that they had this thing? I almost went and got it, but
Oppenheimer didn't do that.
I think a lot of Barbenheimer was a lot of word of mouth too. So
Yeah,
Barbie
like,
went crazy with their marketing budget.
I'm gonna be honest. I think some people went and saw Oppenheimer because it was so, like, marketed from Barbie.
Yeah. Oh, I bet 100%.
Yeah.
You want to go see the movie?
I want to go see Oppenheimer
because
in theaters because of Barbenheimer.
exactly.
I don't want,
so like exactly, you're the target audience for the internet.
yeah, like if it was just marketed normally, I probably would wait until it came on a streaming service to watch it.
If Oppenheimer just came out normally,
Yeah.
then I don't think you would have ever considered going to see the movie. Now, if Barbie came out normally, you would have been there opening
I still
day,
would have
like
done
you
the
were.
exact same thing that I did, wearing pink with my best friend, like going to the theater and seeing it opening night.
Now, I think it's, for me, I love both movies, but if they came out on two different dates, but I had to choose one, I would choose Oppenheimer every single time.
Yeah, and I would choose Barbie because I think it was just marketed for.
But that's like the interesting thing that goes back to your question of like, will studios ever just have both of these kinds of movies released simply because of is the word competition? Because I don't think most of these studios are looking for competition.
Not competition necessarily. I think.
Do you not think that's the word?
I don't know.
Okay.
I mean, I guess so. They
Well,
were.
go ahead. I didn't want to cut you off.
No, they are competing, but
yeah,
I feel like it benefited them.
Yeah, competition
sure.
definitely benefited these. And then once Wednesday, Thursday night rolled around, at that point it wasn't really competition. It was just a fun time going to the movies.
Yeah.
Because once you got there, it's like one ticket for Oppenheimer, and you walk in, and there's your theater's packed, but also in the lobby there's tons of people dressed up in pink and whatever.
Yeah.
So you're like, people are at the movies, which is great for just America. I don't know. It's just like, it was just great for society. It was great for, people are going out and having fun on the weekend.
Yeah.
So that's kind of what I would probably say about that. I don't know. I don't think something like that will ever happen again to the extent of it.
Yeah.
What do you think? I don't know.
I just thought it was interesting.
You're not going to answer your own question?
Oh, like as far as, do I think it was because of the quote unquote competition between them that they both did so well? Well, I think Barbie would have done what it did regardless of Barbenheimer.
You think so?
Yeah, I think if either one of the movies benefited from the competition, it was Oppenheimer.
Interesting, because it wasn't as marketed very well as Barbie.
No, it wasn't at all.
Gotcha.
Because to be honest, Oppenheimer was kind of like, I heard one thing about it when they released the poster for it, and then I heard absolutely nothing at all. And then the only reason I heard about it was because it was a big deal being released the same day as Barbie.
Well, Barbenheimer wasn't actually promoted by the studios.
No, I know. It just worked out. No, I know.
Okay. I thought you were like saying that the Barbenheimer was like being promoted by the studio.
I know it wasn't intentional.
Okay.
But I think it worked out for them.
Well, Warner Brothers made it intentional, but.
And Christopher Nolan should be on his knees thanking them, because I think he got millions of more dollars because of it.
I don't think he got millions of more dollars.
I think way more people went to go see it because they were.
I think way more girls went to go see Oppenheimer.
Are you saying girls' money doesn't count as much as boys' money?
I'm saying that. All right.
Just kidding.
Whatever. I don't want to talk about it anymore. You're making me mad.
Well, I think you're just mad that the movie you preferred wouldn't have done as well.
I don't think that's true,
as
though.
Barbie.
Okay, well, maybe it wouldn't have done as well, but
I
it
mean, it
still would have
didn't
been
do as
very
well as
successful.
I mean,
Any
well,
Christopher Nolan movie will always be successful. It does not matter.
That's true. But
It's just depending on like where it ranks in like his filmography, as opposed to, worldwide box office of all time.
I mean, I'm gonna be honest. I'm not a fan of Christopher Nolan movies.
Oh, here we go.
Like Tenet was awful. Probably one of the worst movies I've ever seen in my life.
Okay.
I didn't like Interstellar.
You didn't like Interstellar?
I hated Interstellar, actually.
Everybody likes Interstellar.
I didn't.
Have you seen Inception? You've seen Inception,
yeah,
right?
That one was okay. I think it's extremely
You
overrated.
just thought it was okay?
Yeah, it was fine. I couldn't tell you what it was about.
You said you liked The Dark Knight, though.
I did. I liked the Batman ones, but I think that's because they were Batman, not because it was Christopher Nolan.
You really think so?
Yeah, I think 100%.
Because it was Batman?
Yeah, I liked it because it was Batman, not because
Batman
it was
Begins,
Christopher
The Dark
Nolan.
Knight, and The Dark Knight Rises?
I didn't see The Dark Knight Rises, but I saw the first two and I liked them.
Go ahead, drink your Starbucks. Go ahead, yep. Oh my gosh, you make me so mad. Ew, look at that person's foot. That's awful. Anyways, well, I think we did. We answered your questions well, don't you think? We had nice, good, long conversations. We're about like 40 minutes in. I think what I'm going to do is make my questions a separate episode. Do you want to do that? Something like that?
Yeah, that's cool.
Think
Just
that'd be
edit
fun.
this because I think there's a lot of filler in there that makes me sound a lot dumber than I actually am.
Well,
And the general public,
Babe,
aka
babe,
your only listener,
All right.
doesn't need to hear that.
no, you're going to have to listen to yourself back and understand and hear, wow, maybe I might be
No, just send me the bloopers.
disabled.
No, send me the bloopers. But like,
Well, it's going to be like audio files. So you want me to send you bloopers in the audio files?
sure, I don't care.
All of this, I'm not editing out like any of this.
What?
I usually edit out if I like legitimately make a mistake.
I did. I said that the Chargers won the Super Bowl.
Yeah, that's funny.
No, it's not. That's dumb.
But you corrected it.
I did, but after a little too long.
So but that's what I'm saying. If I took out the Chargers won the Super Bowl, but you were still making your points, and then later on you said, "Oh wait, I meant the Rams and the other team with the blue and yellow, or whatever."
You could cut that part out too.
I can't cut any of those parts out
Just
because
listen to it and
either
see
of them
what
don't
you
make
can
sense.
take out.
Like,
Just listen and see which parts you can
all right,
take
I
out.
will. I don't think I'm gonna listen through all the 42 minutes.
Why? I
this.
think this was really entertaining.
You think so?
Yeah.
Are you gonna listen through it?
Of
And
course
on
I am.
Spotify, you're gonna give me the listen.
Yeah.
Okay, hit the break.
Trust me, you need that.
Oh please.
You need the listens.
Oh,
So you can get your 77 cents.
I have to cash that out, but I think I can put like ads on Spotify.
You should look into that.
Well, speaking of Spotify, please go listen to me and Spotify and the GR8 podcast. We are featuring Lauren on this episode and the next episode. It's going to be a whole lot of fun. Go subscribe to my Nate the Great YouTube channel. We're doing a whole lot of stuff there. We're gaining subscribers. We're gaining views. It's a whole lot of fun. Go to Patreon. We only have 2 patrons. What do you have to say? Anything to the audience? Our first episode together ever?
Maybe if you did a partnership with your podcast and Barbie, you
Oh,
would be
that's what I
marketed
should have
better.
done.
Yeah, you should. You
I
should
should
look
have
into
reached out
that.
to him. Reached out to Warner Brothers.
Just be like, Greta, I love the movie.
Be on my podcast or something? Is that what you're trying to say?
I mean, or just make your logo pink.
Oh, that would have been an idea. Yeah.
Yeah, you should
I
have
like
done
that. Well, anything else other than, criticism? Do you have anything nice to say, please?
It's not criticism. It is nice.
Oh, please. All right, well,
All right, guys, go listen to GR8 podcast.
that's what I like to hear. All right.
Maybe if this one is successful, he'll let me be on more episodes.
Well, maybe. I'm not too sure.
Well, we'll see.
We'll talk about it. It would have to be a business meeting.
If not, I'll make my own. You guys can come listen to me instead.
Oh, please make your own podcast. That would be insane. Oh my gosh.
What would I even talk about?
They would literally play it in like the sped classes. So that...
That is so rude.
What? What are you talking about?
You're gonna get canceled.
Your voice is soothing. It's stimulating and soothing.
Yeah, because that's what you meant.
I did.
Oh, okay.
Oh my gosh. All right. It's been fun. Thank you guys so much for listening, watching, having fun with me, and I'll see you guys. Well, having fun with us, actually. I'm sorry.
Yeah, sorry.
Sorry for what?
I don't know.
Thank you guys so much for having fun with us, and I'll see you guys in the next episode. Say bye.
Bye.